Hi guys, welcome back. So I am Soph, if you didn't know me already. I'm actually one of LOOKFANTASTIC's summer ambassadors, which is very exciting. So if this is the first time you're meeting me, hi, nice to meet you. So today we're going to be doing a soft glam type makeup look, and I'm hoping this is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to break it down into each step, so hopefully it's easy to follow. All of these products you can buy on the LOOKFANTASTIC website, and you can also use my discount code if you want to. It's just SOPHLF. Okay, so I guess we will just get into putting some makeup on my face. That's what you're here to watch. So for starters, I'm taking the Smashbox Photo Finish Oil and Shine Control Primer. This one is one of my favorites. I do have quite oily skin, so if you also have oily skin, I would recommend this. It's got a sort of gel-like consistency, and it just feels really nice on my skin. Then for my foundation, one of my absolute favorites if I'm doing a sort of glamorous makeup look and I want to have a really nice flawless base is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I'm wearing the shade L4.5 Vienna. It's got really nice coverage and I just love the finish that it gives. Can you see the difference? Oh, it just blends so beautifully as well. So once I've blended in my foundation, I'm going to take some concealer. This one is the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer, and I'm using the shade Cashmere. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this under my eyes, around my nose, and on any blemishes, because I've got a couple of spots down here. Just places where I want a little bit more extra coverage. A little bit down my nose as well. And this concealer has really nice coverage and it's really affordable as well. So next up, I'm going to set everything in place with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. I absolutely love this powder. I had heard so many people raving about it for ages. Finally got it a few months back and it is really good. I can see why everybody raves about this. So I'm just tipping a bit into the lid. And if you do have dry skin, you might not need to set your whole face. You could literally just set the places that are more likely to crease, such as under your eyes. I like to set my smile lines as well. Well, I mean, I set my whole face, but because my skin is more oily, I do set my whole face. But like I said, you might not need to if your skin is a bit drier. I just love how this powder sets everything in place, but it doesn't look cakey, doesn't look too dry, doesn't feel too heavy. It just kind of smooths over your skin, which I just love it. So next up, I'm going to add a bit more warmth to my face, and to do that, I'm using the NARS Laguna bronzer, which looks like this. So I kind of like to use my bronzer almost as contour as well, just to sculpt out my face a little bit. And I like how the colour of this bronzer isn't too warm, but it's not too cool. It's just a nice in-between. So I just like to apply it to my cheeks and then also a little bit to my forehead and my temples as well. Sometimes I do a little bit around my jaw. Then I am just going to contour my nose a little bit, but feel free to skip this step if you don't want to. Then I'm going to add a bit of blush. This is the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blush in the shade Coral Cloud. The texture of this is kind of like cream to powder. It also has a really nice glow to it as well, which I absolutely love. I also like to put a little bit on my nose, which I know that not everyone is a fan of, but I personally quite like it. So I'm just bringing that blush on the apples of my cheeks and then just working it up so it's above that bronzer. Oh, it's just such a gorgeous colour. Then for my highlighter, this palette is absolutely stunning. This is the Rach Loves and Pixie collaboration palette. You get 5 different shades of highlighter in here. I'm going to be using this one today, which is called Tea, and it is just the most beautiful gold champagne colour. But the highlighters in this palette are just such a gorgeous texture. Like, can you see these? They almost give you that wet look to your face. Oh, I'm in love. Like, look at that. So I am just adding some highlight to the tops of my cheekbones. I also like to highlight my brow bone, the inner corners of my eyes, and then I also like to take a little bit down the bridge of my nose, and then also just on the tip of my nose as well. So that's my highlighter done. So I want my eyebrows to just be a little bit more defined and I want to fluff them up a little bit. So I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 3. You get a little spoolie on one end where you can comb your eyebrows, and then you get a really skinny pencil on the other side. And then I'm also taking the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, which is such a good brow gel. It's just a clear brow gel, but it makes your brows look so fluffy, adds so much definition to them. So I'm just filling in the front, defining the tail a little bit more. And then at the front of my brows, I just draw in some little fake brow hairs, which this pencil is absolutely perfect for. So for my eyes, I'm taking the Urban Decay On The Run eyeshadow palette in the shade Bailout. Urban Decay have got quite a few different colorways of these mini palettes, but this one is probably my favorite. So on the inside you get 8 shades, and as you can see, the packaging of this one is purple, but there's actually only one purple shade in here and the rest of them are neutrals. Actually, okay, this one has kind of got a slight purple undertone to it, but this eyeshadow palette is so gorgeous. You get 4 matte shades along the top and then 4 shimmers along the bottom. It's just kind of like the perfect little travel palette in my opinion. So I'm starting out with the shade Bailout, which is the second shade along the top row, and I'm just placing this in the crease of my eye and working it towards the outer corner, and I'm just going to softly blend this out, and I am just going to try and wing this out a little bit, but still keeping it quite soft. So next up, I'm taking the shade Faith, which is the third shade along, still on the same fluffy brush, and I'm just going to add this to my outer corner, and then I'm going to blend the remainder through my crease, but I'm not taking this one as high up. I'm just kind of trying to stick with that winged sort of shape. So I'm then just going to take both of those shades onto my lower lash line, and I'm just adding the Faith shade to the outer part of my lower lash line. I'm not bringing it all the way into the inner part. Then on a flat brush, I'm taking the shade which is called Chopper, which is like a shimmery bronze sort of colour, and I'm just going to put this on the inner half of my eyelid. And just to keep things a bit softer, I'm not actually going to go in with a liquid liner today. Instead, I'm taking the shade Rebound from the palette, which is a dark matte brown. And I'm taking this on an angled brush, and I'm just going to line my lash line with this all the way to my inner corner. And then I'm also going to do a wing with the eyeshadow. I just think that doing the wing with eyeshadow rather than an eyeliner just makes it look a little bit softer and just not quite as harsh. Then you could add lashes to this look if you want to make it super glam, but I'm just going to put on some mascara. This is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara, and I'm just going to build this up with quite a few layers because I like a lot of volume in my lashes. And then the final step is the lips. I like to go in with a lip liner and a lipstick just to give my lips a bit more definition. And by putting a lighter lipstick in the centre of your lips, it makes your lips look a little bit plumper. So I'm taking the Bare Minerals Gen Nude lip liner in the shade Freestyle. They do this in a few different shades. And then I'm taking the MAC Peach Stock lipstick, which looks like this. So this is the finished look. What do you guys think? I just really like it. I like how the eyes kind of match the lips because I went for the same sort of brown tones. And this is pretty much my go-to look for whenever I want to do something a little bit more glamorous than normal, but I don't want to go too intense with it. Just a few colours on the eyes, lots of mascara, glowy skin. So hopefully that wasn't too difficult to follow along with. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Like I mentioned, all of the products that I've used you can get from the Look Fantastic website. I'm sure there will be a link down below. Please let me know what you think of this look in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!